master of my life.
120 years. How many lives have dwelt within these walls? How many stories may yet linger here? We are the latest, and certainly won't be the last, but we're sure as anything going to make it a good one. When we were searching to buy our first home, we didn't expect to end up in this area, but we're glad that we did. The pilgrimage of life bringing me full circle to the place I actually lived longest in Scotland when I was a child. This is a Victorian tenement, once young and stood alone, but now old, surrounded by new builds. Her only friends of the same generation that remain are a nearby library and the trees outside the window. Good morning. I was up very late last night painting and up very early again this morning. I've just had my breakfast. I'm really enjoying our new kitchen. It's so spacious. We don't have many appliances yet, as you could probably tell, but all going well. I'm hoping to finish the bedroom today, maybe tomorrow. There's one wall that might need one more coat. I'm very tired, but it feels so worth it just to be working on something that is, I don't know, it feels like an investment of time and energy and resources into something that's just so positive and so going to last. You know, this is our home. This is going to be our home for probably a few years. And I've never really had that experience before of investing so much into a home that will be where I'm going to stay for a while. So yeah, thank you for following along. But for now, I'm going to finish off my breakfast and get back to work. We were very fortunate that the flat doesn't need a lot of work, but we did want to make it feel like home, which started with repainting the walls. We chose mainly timeless white or earthy Hessian tones, my aim being to make our home feel like an out-breath. These old flats have wonderful light due to the large windows and high ceilings, but it did mean that we made our way through many tins of paint. All the same, it was a therapeutic process as I poured love and time into the giant artistic project that is a home. It felt a little daunting to begin with and certainly tiring throughout, but there was also a deep sense of excitement to be creating something beautiful that we'd enjoy for many years to come. The living room was definitely the most work, and I only wish it was as quick in reality as it seems on the screen right now. Around 3 weeks of this and we were ready to start setting up our furniture. I will give you a tour of the whole place in a moment, but first I'm going to show you the woodland near our flat. Wow, however restless humanity gets, nature is a home unto itself. Through all my years of moving and travel, I've always felt at home in nature, somehow like I'm stepping closer to the heartbeat of heaven. I'm continually awed by the peace I feel in such places,
no matter how small and unknown. So throughout these intense days, I walked here in the mornings, collecting brambles, caressed by a comforting early autumn glow. I've heard it said that there is a place for everyone in nature, that whether you feel sad or happy or confused, there is never any judgment. You can just be. For me, this is certainly true. Much like a painting gives away the character of an artist, nature displays the character of God. So, in being reminded that my Maker is one who loves beauty and life, I feel safe. I've also been journaling more, using my pen to put words to silent prayers, a response to the conversation started by my Heavenly Father. I am currently in the woodland just behind our new home. I did not expect it to be so peaceful in the area we moved into. I had forgotten just what it was like here. We're still technically in the city, but more on the outskirts, and so there's lots of gorgeous country parks and little woodland nooks in our area, so it's been so soothing to the soul to be back in this kind of environment. I've been brambling this morning, which I'm so excited about. It's become part of my morning routine that I'll go out and do a little bit of brambling during my morning walk, and then I'll have some fresh brambles to have with my breakfast. This is the most I've collected so far, so I'm probably going to make a pie or some jam with this. It has been taking some time to settle in. We still have a lot of painting and a little bit of unpacking still left to do. But we love our new home. We love all the space that we've got. It's very beautiful and quite interesting, so I'm going to pack up my things and go home and show you it when I get back. Here is the kitchen, and here is where the old bed recess would have been. It is now useful storage for all my baking supplies and our crockery. I love how bright it is and the view of the greenery and trees outside. Next, we have the living room, where we set up our dream home library in the second bed recess. So, I don't know if you can hear the difference there, but there used to be an old press, which is probably still behind here, like an old book alcove, and I'll show you a clip of what that'll look like, because a lot of these flats still have it, but it's been covered up evidently at some point. And over here, somewhere here, was an old fireplace. So what is really interesting here is that this used to be a wall, right where I'm standing here. It used to be two separate flats, the first one of which I have just shown you, and the second one of which is through this way,
but they have since been knocked into one. So this is where the old door would have been, just through this wall. And then here, it is now a storage cupboard, but at one point, I'm not sure, but at one point I think it would have been a scullery kitchen.
Historically, there was no bathroom in this flat, so the original tenants would have gone outside in a latrine, often called a cludgy, and this was up to as recent as my own grandfather's generation. This is our bedroom, off of which we have another walk-in cupboard.
And this room would have been the other side of the kitchen. There's now a wall here. I've seen the upstairs, which still has a kind of kitchenette. It's now a utility room. But here, it's been split into two. And here is the bathroom. Nothing much interesting to show here, except to say that this would have been one of the only flats in the entire set of tenements that had a plumbed-in bathroom in the actual flat, and the reason for that is because this flat and the flat above would have been the manager's flats, so a little bit bigger and with a bathroom. Now, I don't know for certain, but I would guess that this would have been the main sitting room of this flat, and the reason for that is because of the big bay windows letting the light in. Of course, you want your sitting room to be your nicest room, but also because of something just above my head.
This is called cornicing, and in my opinion, it's the most beautiful thing about these old flats. When it gets damaged, it is very, very expensive to replace. Last of all, we have the garden. Here I'm just doing a little bit of weeding to de-stress. It is a shared garden though, as is usually the case with Scottish tenements, so it's unclear yet what I'll be able to plant here. But I'm hoping to, at the very least, have a little herb garden someday. I hope you enjoyed this wee insight into old Victorian tenements in Scotland and that this video brought you peace. If so, be sure to like the video, share it and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, let me know in the comments where in the world you live. I always love hearing about people's stories from around the world. But until next time, it was lovely to have you here.